What are some of the things that most organizations fail to do to better protect themselves from things like security breaches, vulnerabilities, and how could they address these?
One of the other things that is always on the board is, going back to basics. Good security hygiene is super important. That term is probably been heard by everybody 100 times over. But what it actually means is, you need to go and do just the normal things to make sure that everything is okay. Simple things like, your anti-malware, is it up to date? If something happens, your event logs, are they accessible by people when they need it? Have you looked at managing your risk? These kind of things are repeatable things that you just need to do often, and make sure that they're up to date. And another good example of some hygiene items is, do you do backups? Have you tested them? Can you restore them? And these are simple things most people get wrong all the time. There's quite a lot of things as well. There's simple things in the software development lifecycle that people sometimes miss. It's as simple as at minimum running a dynamic application test before you go live or something, or at minimum making sure that you don't store any secrets in your code base. But these type of practices, which are simple things to do, is what I believe people probably gets wrong the most, because they're the hardest thing to do, because you almost think, oh, we always do them just by them being there. But a focus on those basics, those hygiene items, is equally important.
Yeah, from the point of view of someone who's not a security expert, so I'm constantly learning, and it's a bit cliche, but I think one of the biggest things that the mistakes people make is that you're thinking you're finished, thinking you know everything, right? So there's a lot of stuff that I learn every single time Martin and I talk. I learn something new. It's astonishing that the amount of information I don't know that he knows that needs to get transferred over to me. But that's really important, right? So keeping yourself educated, right? Keeping your staff educated as well around security for things that impact their job. Not everyone needs to know as much as Martin knows. But I'll find out the things that impact me and the decisions that I'm making at the time that I'm making them, and I'll prepare for that so I know what's coming up. It's really important. When I think about where the ways that you can get in touch with that, obviously I've got Martin that I can ask questions to, but also we leverage our vendors, and you should as well. So ask your vendor what are they doing about a particular security incident that you've heard about. What you should do as well. Ask Squiz. We're always happy to share information. But sort of thinking you're finished when you've got something out, I think that's probably it's a very broad category, but it's an obvious mistake I think people make.
There's not one and done. You need to maintain the level of security, keep learning.